Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm here to bring you my spoiler-free review for The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. Now, I did not know anything about this book going into it. I had heard that it was fantastic, and it has won apparently a lot of awards, but I knew nothing about it. And so I found this for $1 at Goodwill, so I was like, let's see what all this hype is about. And I was not disappointed. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, and I will kind of get into my one gripe with it. But overall, the general plot of this book is basically this young boy, he's 15, his name is Christopher, he stumbles across his neighbor's dead dog, and he sets out to find out who the murderer is, and eventually just uncovers all sorts of secrets and family drama and stuff like that. So it is, I guess, a contemporary literary fiction. I don't know what the big difference between those two is, but there's no fantastical elements or anything. Another big thing about this book is that the narrator, Christopher, because it is written in first person, has a mild form of autism, I believe. It is never specifically said in this book, and I don't believe its own voices. You can correct me down in the comments below if I'm wrong, but from what I've read, it is not. But so I don't know how accurate the representation is, and I've seen some people describe it as Asperger's, and other people just describe it as a mild form of autism. I do not know enough about the autism spectrum to be comfortable saying without a doubt that this is what it is. So I am just letting you know that is what I have read, especially because, like I said, it is not explicitly stated in this book. But basically, he lives with his father. His mother has died. It's his neighbor's dog who has died. And so he sets out on a whirlwind adventure, essentially, to figure out who killed the neighbor's dog. I do not believe I've ever read any books written from the perspective of a narrator with autism before, and so, like I said, I'm not 100% sure how accurate the representation is, so I do take that with a grain of salt that maybe this is not the most accurate portrayal. However, it was very interesting to read from a narrator with this perspective. The way he thought about the world was very interesting in the sense that he thought about everything extremely logically. There was hardly any emotions, and so he wouldn't be able to understand when his father was upset for him doing this thing, or when his neighbor was unsure, or things like that. He didn't quite grasp the different emotions, and he even says it in the beginning of the book. He understands happiness and he understands anger, but he doesn't really understand the full spectrum of emotions in between. So it was interesting to see the way he would cope when situations would become too stressful. For instance, one of the things he does to calm himself down is to double 2s in his head, and he gets all the way up to 2 to the 25th power, but he does state that the highest he's ever gone is 2 to the 45th power. So he is extremely gifted in maths and sciences, and that is where his passion in life lies. He wants to be an astronaut, and so it was, like I said, very interesting to read from a character with this perspective, but overall I really did enjoy this book. I did find it a little predictable at times, but that did not detract from my enjoyment of this book at all. It's a fairly short book. It's only 220 pages, so I absolutely flew through it. The narrator, Christopher, is so easy to read from. What's something that's interesting about this book is that he breaks up the chapters. The chapters are really, really small, maybe 2 pages at most, and all chapters start with prime numbers. So I'm only 40 pages into the book, but I'm already on chapter 197. I just made that up. I don't know if that's a prime number or not. I'm not gifted in math. But overall, if this book sounds interesting, I would highly, highly recommend it. My biggest gripe, and the only reason it wasn't a full 5 stars, is because, like I said, it was predictable. I kind of knew everything that was going to happen. It was kind of formulaic in that sense, but that still did not detract from my enjoyment at all. But my other gripe with this book is that every adult in this book was so shitty. They were just terrible people. But I grew to hate every adult in this book. And that was kind of sad. And I don't know if they were just all terrible people or if it's just how he viewed the people. I don't know. But either way, that also detracted from my enjoyment, which is another reason that I didn't give it a full 5 stars. But all of that aside, would highly recommend picking up this book. So anyway, that's my spoiler-free review for The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!